Hello, friends. Um, if you can hear me and see me, let me know. Throw me a heart up there. Say hi. Tell me where you're from. I'm really nervous about talking about this, you guys, so I'll just give it a couple of seconds. Wait until I see people pop it on. Take a few deep breaths. Hey, pup. Come here, Rio. There's Rio. Making sure his mama's okay. If you can see me or hear me, let me know. Say hi. Throw me up a little heart or something. I'm still working up the nerve to talk about this, so I'll give you guys a little bit of time. If you are watching the replay, comment with #replay, so I know you watched it later. I'm so nervous about this, y'all. Hi, Katie. Good morning. Almost afternoon. Okay. I have actually sat down twice to record this. And hi, Miss Betty. Hi, Miss Sherry. Hey, Casey. And edited it to put it on my YouTube channel and chickened out. So I thought, you know what? I should just tell our story live, and then I can't back out of it. It's something that I know I need to talk about, but I think mostly for my own self, for healing and closure for me, I think. Hi, Lisa and Madeline. Nice to see you guys today. But it brings up a lot of yucky feelings and not good memories, and so I don't, I'm nervous a little bit. But I just need to share my story. Hopefully it's a little bit healing for me. Hi, Allison. Okay, so for those who don't know, when I was 18 weeks pregnant, hi, Carrie, with our daughter, we found out at the anatomy scan that she had spina bifida, which means that her spine did not fully close while she was forming in the womb, and she had quite a large hole in her back where her spine was actually coming out of her back. But that same day, we found out that there was a team of surgeons at Vanderbilt that would perform, hi Kelsey, would perform a repair, hi Brian, to close up the hole in her back while she was still in the womb. And so when I was 25 weeks pregnant, I left my home and my other 6 kids and moved to Nashville, and we had that surgery done. One of the risks of having fetal surgery done is that you're on very high risk for preterm delivery. And because I already had a history of preterm delivery with cervical change, I was at an even higher risk. But we decided that it was worth the risk if she would be able to have better mobility and not have to have a shunt placed in her head. So we had that surgery done at 25 weeks. Then at 30 weeks, well, I was actually 29 weeks and 6 days. In the middle of the night, I woke up and my water broke, gushed, rivers of fluid. And you guys, the idiot doctor, I guess it's just protocol, but I was so mad. The doctor comes in, it wasn't my regular doctor, and he puts my feet up in the stirrups, and I'm already feeling contractions, like labor has started, and pulls out a speculum and does an exam. Hi, Jessica. And I'm like, I wasn't really sure what he was doing, but I figured he knew what he was doing, and so I didn't say anything, and I'm, contracting anyway and not really in clear mind. I'm scared because I'm about to have a baby at 30 weeks. I was shaking. Anyways, so he does this exam, and he uses a swab, and he pulls it out, and he hands it to the nurse, and she goes, "Yep, that's amniotic fluid. Her water broke." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? You just put me through all that pain just to see if my water broke, and my water is literally gushing all around the speculum while you're doing this exam?" Idiots. Anyway, it was a scary, scary time. Not just because I knew that the baby was going to be very early, but also because my husband was not there, and I was having this baby essentially alone. A friend of mine was there with me, and I'm extremely grateful for her being there. you're going to hear my kids in the background. Oh, one's going to cry now. Perfect timing. But it was just a scary thing. But all of that stuff was not nearly as frightening as what was to come. I had no idea. Hi, Dana. Hi, Jesse. So, Adrian, if you need to cry, please go to your room to cry. I'm such a mean mama. There he goes. Anyways, after she had been delivered, she was taken to the NICU, and they were closing me up. And, there's a lot of layers to close in a C-section. And it wasn't very long, and I realized that they were closing my uterus, and then I also was having a tubal ligation done at the same time. So they were closing my uterus, and I realized, that hurts a little bit more than it has been. And then about 2 seconds later, it was like, oh, that hurts a lot more. And about 2 seconds later, it was like, holy cow, I feel every suture. So I stayed calm, though, and I just let the anesthesiologist know that, hey, I'm feeling everything, and I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to. Hi, Kara. And so he said, okay, well, let me see what I can do. And I said, I'm just letting you know what I'm feeling. I'm calm. Do not give me any anti-anxiety medication. This was all in my birth plan. They already knew this. We had talked about it before I went in. Do not give me anti-anxiety meds. Do not give me anything that's going to make me forget. Do not give me anything that's going to make me groggy. I'm just letting you know I can feel that. Well, next thing I know, I thought I was dying. This is part of the reason why I have a hard time sharing this, because I don't want to sound overly dramatic, because I'm sure there's some medical people out there that's like, oh, that happens all the time. What you felt and the sensations you had, that's completely normal when they give you a certain type of medication. But I did not know that, if that's the case. And I legit, this is just what my experience, I legit thought I was dying. So what happened was I was completely aware. Hi, Joni. Hi, Erica. And suddenly I realized that I couldn't see. My eyes were open, but I couldn't see anything. Nothing. And then I realized I couldn't hear anything. And then I realized I couldn't talk. It was like I was completely paralyzed. I mean, obviously, from the waist down, I was supposed to be somewhat paralyzed from the epidural, but I was still had been feeling stuff. But anyways, I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't move my hands, my fingers. I couldn't talk, couldn't see, couldn't hear. Everything was black. And suddenly, I had no sensation of my physical body at all. None. And let me tell you, that's a scary thing. When my children, Adrian, Michael, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Hold, friends. Let me be a mama just for a second. Hi, Erica. Adrian, I said, look at me. I need your eyes. Right now. 1, 2. I need your eyes. Be quiet so you can listen. Did you hear Emily Kate telling you no? Nope. She said no. Look at my eyes and be quiet so you can listen. Sorry, guys. She said no. So that means she doesn't want you to do that. So you need to stop. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Hi, babe. My lovely husband is on. Okay, so back to the story. It is a very frightening thing whenever you suddenly have no sensation of your body. My mind was still completely aware. I was not groggy in the least. The only way I can describe it, and this may sound weird, but this is exactly what it felt like. You know how a spider web, goes out from the center and has all these, different little pieces of web? That's what I felt like my soul and spirit were doing. Like it was, my body was the center and I was just spreading out. Like the part of me that was me was still there, but it was like I had no body. And you guys, I thought I was dying. I was literally sitting there thinking, poor Jeremy. I'm about to leave him with these babies and this special needs baby that's in the NICU, and what is he gonna do? Like, he's gonna have to quit work to come be with this baby in the NICU in Nashville, and what is he gonna do with the kids? Like, I legit thought I was dying. And like I said, even as I'm saying this and I'm remembering how that felt, I still, part of me is like, am I just being over dramatic? Like, maybe that was a normal reaction to things. I don't know. But it felt like an eternity. I don't know how long it lasted, but it felt so long. And at some point during all this, I realized, oh, I could see something. But you guys, it was a bright light. I saw a bright light, and I for sure at that point knew this is it. Like, I'm a goner. It's over. I'm done. And it was not the surgical lights, you guys, because I don't know if you've had a C-section, and maybe it's different for everybody. The tarp that they cut, or the plastic sheet they put over in front of me, wasn't just like in a straight line over my chest. It was like up over my head. So when I looked up, all I could see was the blue paper sheet thing. I could not see the surgical lights over the table. But the first thing I remember seeing was bright lights. And as I felt myself kind of like coming back to my body, I tried to talk because I wanted to tell them like something is wrong. But it took, I don't know how long it was. I felt like it was a couple of minutes of thinking about talking before I could actually talk. And when I did, I said the name of my friend who was with me. Hi, Lisa. Her name is Christy. But the way I said it was this. Christy. That was all I could manage. And as time went on, it got a little bit better. And by the time we were done with the whole entire, tubal ligation and everything, I felt fine again. But I told that anesthesiologist, it took me a long time to get it out, but I told him, don't give me that again. I don't know what you just gave to me, but don't give it to me again. I still felt everything, friends. The epidural, spinal, whatever they gave me was not working. I felt it all. But I told him I would rather feel that pain than whatever it is that just happened. So that's how I finished up the C-section, in great pain, tears rolling out of my eyes, not knowing what was happening with my baby because they just rushed her off to the NICU, and without my sweet husband there. It was not a good experience. And you know how afterwards the anesthesiologist comes in, I think it was the next day, to say, how was your experience? Rate your experience. And I was like, let me just tell you, I have all kinds of things to say about my experience. And of course, the guy stands there and he's like, I don't know what we gave you that could possibly do that. And I'm like, you don't know? I bet you do, friend. I bet you do. Bet you just don't want to get sued, because I sat there and told you, do not give me anything that's going to make me forget or groggy. And in talking with other people about this who have had C-sections, and one other friend had the fetal surgery and her baby was born via C-section, and she had a very similar experience. And so in looking into this, since the baby's been born, there is some type of drug that they give you that is intended to not necessarily put you to sleep, but to make you forget. You won't remember anything afterwards. And they tend to give it whenever the patient says, the epidural's not working, I'm in pain, because they don't want you to remember the traumatic experience, I guess, of feeling the pain. But the only thing I can think of is that that's what they gave me, but it did not do to me like it was supposed to. Not good, friends. Not good. So I'm sure there's some of you in the medical community watching, and you might be able to tell me what exactly happened. And after I did kind of like come to, and I was talking to the anesthesiologist in the operating room, he said, well, I was watching you the whole time, and your stats stayed fine, your blood pressure was fine, your heart rate was fine. So I wasn't actually dying like I thought I was. But even Christy, my friend who was with me, she said, she's like, you looked dead. You looked dead. Your eyes were open, your mouth was hanging open, and you were just gone. So, yeah, I don't know what that was. There I am. Yeah, it was scary, Dana. It was extremely scary. And it's one of those things that after this whole experience with the NICU and everything, I feel like at the time I got through it pretty well, mostly on adrenaline, and because I just had to, you know, I just had to. I had to get by on 1.5 hours of sleep a night. I just had to. But now, afterwards, more and more, I'm dealing with basically post-traumatic stress disorder. It doesn't take much, and I'm just a little bit of a basket case. Like, I still have a purse and a suitcase that I have not unpacked from the NICU. They're laying in my bedroom floor, and I can't do it. I just can't do it. There's still some things in Jeremy's car from when we drove home from Nashville after she was discharged from the NICU that I haven't taken out of the car. And every time I hate sitting in this car because then I see those things and I just can't. And it's things that are like mementos for the baby, you know, a blanket that she used every day in the NICU. But I just can't do it. And I don't know, maybe one day that's going to get better, but right now I feel like it's getting worse as time goes on. Even things like I shared this morning a picture of her scar, and I can't, in the beginning I could see it more objectively because I knew what that scar meant. You know, it was something that saved her mobility, and it was a blessing for her. But as time goes on, the harder it is for me to see those things objectively, and it just turns me into a mess. So I'm hoping that in some ways sharing a little bit about that day she was born is going to be kind of healing for me, and I can start moving past some of these things and not having a panic attack every time I look at, you know, a baby blanket or a little tiny baby sock or whatever it is. So thank you for you guys who stuck it through that. I'm sorry. I don't even want to watch this thing back. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. And if anyone has any idea of what it is that I was feeling or what made me feel that way, I would love to hear your thoughts, because I don't ever want that to happen again. Alright guys, I hope y'all have an awesome, awesome day. Thanks for sticking it out through that horribly dramatic storytelling. And we will see you on the next live. Bye.
Mom.